Yeah, I've been having the weirdest sense of deja vu. I knew I'd been here before. I couldn't place when, but I finally figured it out. And the signs have all been here all along. Around the room, you have so much charisma, presenters, vendors, participants like you, charismatic rhetoric. You see it on the website also, where it says things like AI, required for life, as pervasive as the air we breathe. And I don't know about you, but when I think about things that are as pervasive as the air we breathe, I mostly only think about the air that we breathe and not Gen AI. But that's charisma for you. In addition to charisma, you've also got incantations, the kinds of happy little sayings that just wash over us, reassuring us that we're in and they're out, that we're doing things right. Incantations like AI, it's inevitable, or AI is here. We have to get used to it. Or, for instance, we are preparing students for jobs that, say it with me now, they don't exist yet, exactly. Or others. For instance, AI won't replace you, but someone who uses AI will, exactly. Charisma, incantations, there's congregations, there's people, gathered together, feeling the Spirit move between them. It's Sunday today. Look, this is just church. I can't shake the feeling. I've been here before. I know church. I've been to church. I like church. This right here is just a different form of church. And for people like us who care about the outcomes that kids have in our schools, we need to understand just how deep the similarities run. So for instance, in the church in here and the church out there, we have in both vendors, people selling pieces of the one true cross in the church out there, people selling wrappers on top of the one true frontier model in the church in here. At both churches, you've got wine, right? Be responsible at those after parties, folks, okay? But the real key similarity between the church in here and the church out there is this belief, this hope, this yearning for a rapture, for this instantaneous moment where a higher power, be it a deity or a new technology, whisks us away from all the problems we find so intractable and challenging. For the church out there, those problems often involve like physical pain, fear of death, the challenges of engaging the world and the people in it. For people in the church in here, the problems that AI is meant to whisk us away from include stagnant education scores, the school safety, the difficulties of hiring, recruiting, supporting these people called teachers. Both groups say the problems are so hard. Wouldn't it be great if some higher power would whisk us away without me having to change myself or sacrifice anything or change how I relate to the world and the people in it? Wouldn't it be great if the rapture was nigh? And I'll tell you, I got some news about that. Look, the truth is that for hundreds of years, you've had pastors, televangelists, street corner goofballs, all predicting the time and date of the rapture. And every one of them, to date, has been wrong. Or at least I think they've been wrong. This is not actually how I pictured heaven or hell. Okay, so in the same way, for the last 2 years, you've had investors, philanthropists, founders, all predicting a rapture through AI, often in the form of a student-facing chatbot or teacher-facing co-pilot tool. And to date, every one of them has been wrong. Don't believe me though, believe teachers. We've got groups like RAND or Education Week doing really rigorous work surveying teachers about their AI usage. Education Week back in December 23, a year after GPT 3.5, asked teachers, what's your usage like of these tools? Tell me, what % do you think said, I use them a lot? Hit me. 5%? What else? 15%. We got a low of 5 and a high of 15. Answer was, in point of fact, 2%. Do those results surprise you? A lot of folks said, nah, I'm not surprised. Folks like Ethan Mollick said, no one's using GPT-4 yet. And if you aren't using GPT-4, are you even GPTing, bro? And all the folks in the room here who sell AI training services for schools, they said, you know what these teachers need? AI training services for schools, which, by the way, we offer. And everyone said, teachers they're so overburdened, they need time to play and tinker. Give them the summer, they'll lock in, we'll see the numbers go up. Great news! Smash cut to October 24. All of that has come to pass. We have new models, way more advanced than 4. We've got 50% of teachers say I've had more AI training than before. And everyone's had the summer to play and tinker. What's the new numbers, folks? I use them a lot. What percent of teachers now? 5, 80, love it, more. Feed me data. The answer is you need a microscope to see the difference. I'm telling you, folks, in any category, but especially that last one, you need a microscope. Are you surprised by this data? I can say with a lot of receipts in my back pocket on my Substack, I'm not surprised. And that's because I have my own particular understanding of the Great Commission of teaching, the great challenge of teaching. I've got my own here, which is to make good use of the learner variability that exists in every classroom, all while strengthening, not severing, the social bonds that make learning engaging and effective for kids. That's the whole game right there. That's the whole game. Every teacher you know is struggling with that. It all flows from there. And I can say that Gen AI, as neat as it is and as powerful as it is in the consumer tech space, it has not yet come close to scratching the door of that challenge right there. So many vendors in the room, they got a different idea about teaching's Great Commission. They think teaching's Great Commission is to generate and deliver content. But that's not it. What teachers need is not content generation, it is connection generation. And the way these tools generate content often undermines the connection, whether that's by putting students all by themselves on these AI chatbot tutors, or by generating content through Copilot tools that, in my personal, humble view, induces brain death. Watch this right here. Here is content and connection in the same human-shaped package, a teacher named Jayla Bryant. Ready for it? Watch as she gets a kid named Sam back on track.
Sam, your table is group 1. I know you're missing your partner today, but can you go to 1 and see what they're writing down?
Yes.
You're really good at money. You're really good at adding.
That line right there, you're really good at money, you're really good at adding. That is content and connection in the same package. Does anyone think that line hits half as hard? A tenth as hard coming out of a chatbot? I'm telling you folks, chatbots can generate the content, but they have failed and are failing and will likely always fail to generate the connection. And it's the connection that gets kids like Sam back in the game from going, I can't or I won't, to okay, I'll try it. I'm telling you that I can only be so emphatic here. The rapture is not coming through AI chatbot tutors, just not. But maybe it's coming through teacher copilots. Maybe if the copilot tools get so good and so powerful, all the other problems will melt away. Here again, I gotta say, I don't really see it, folks. I mean, the big splashy new release in the copilot space is turn a YouTube video into a Google slide presentation. And I gotta ask, in response to that feature, why? Like, why would you do that to the YouTube video? Does it owe you money? Like, what's the idea here? That I would take from YouTube this fantastic science demonstration right here.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, dude, get out of the way. That's coming back, man. You're getting plastered. Oh! That's the conservation of energy right there, baby. That I would take that video, amazing, and I would hit the generate button and turn that into a slideshow that your human resources department would not inflict on you, ever, you know? Like, it says thrilling in the title, but that does not make it thrilling. That's not how language works, you know? And on that last slide where we finally see the climactic demonstration, can we all agree here among friends that something is lost? For all these reasons, I just don't find this data surprising. I think it'll all go up. Teachers will use these tools casually, more and more, in some deeper ways. But if the rapture of all of our problems were coming, we would have seen it by now. We need to stop waiting. So many churches think their job is to wait for the rapture to take them from earth to heaven. But other churches believe their job is to work, not to wait, to work to bring heaven down to earth, to embody that rapture. I'm saying the same must be true about us. And the great news is we do not have to wait. We can't wait and we don't have to wait. The tools and the people exist now to do the work we need to act out that Great Commission. Like, these tools are good now for drawing thoughts out of students. They're good now for showing those thoughts to teachers. They're good now for generating social connection. You all know this is true. You use these tools, text messaging, Instagram, X, the Everything app. You use them to develop social connections with people in your life. They're great for that. So why is it that so many vendors out there say, you know what we should do with these tools? They're so good for social connection. Let's put them in schools and we'll use them to separate the children. We'll separate the kids because they're so different. The children, they can't learn from each other. Ew. And in doing so, severing that social bond and disconnecting the social battery that powers learning. Look, I'll tell you, we can do this now. Like, here's the traditional EdTech paradigm and the one we're working on to amplify Desmos math. Same mathematics, the differences go well beyond the beachy context, all right? In both, we're asking kids to find the coordinate right there. Do you know what it is? Maybe not. Maybe you're nervous now, but don't worry about it. You dressed yourself, you fed yourself, you're doing good today, gosh darn it, you know? So here's the thing, I bet you know a number that's very important for that coordinate. Do you phrase it as 40 or 04? The truth of the matter is that 04 is wrong, but it's very right. There's so much going right in that answer. The student's working correctly. Their brain is functioning as designed. But what happens when we feed that coordinate into both EdTech paradigms? In one, we tell the kid, you're wrong. The words are nicer. It's a growth mindset message, but at base, it's you're wrong. And the vendors here say to themselves, kids will love this, you know? Back in the day, they had to wait for a teacher to come around to their desk to tell them that they're wrong. Now, we'll tell them they're wrong immediately. Kids don't love it. Kids don't want to know how they're wrong. They want to know how they're right, even when they're ultimately wrong. They don't want to hear again how they're broken. They want to know how they're fixed, how things are working for them. What do we do instead? We say, okay, you wanted that one. Here, though, is where you told the curious crab to go and dig, right there. We give them one more shot at it, another shot at it, and the kid says to themselves, I may have got that wrong, but you know what? I crushed it on 4. Like, I was locked in on 4. And in doing so, I don't want to overstate things or be too charismatic, but we're helping restore the kids' social connection to themselves. And what about the social connection to other kids or the teacher? That's a 404 not found in the traditional model. You know, like all the kids on different things, not interacting, the teacher walking around. What can the teacher do in this model but say, hey, get on the right tab. Get off Metro Bowl. Get on your learning app, you know? In our model here, we say, hey, let's have kids share with each other. Write a clue for one another right here. And in doing so, not submit that to the AI robo-grader, right? But to share that with someone else, to see the brilliance of their colleagues, their classmates. Teachers see all these and can select and sequence and display some of them, not for criticism or condemnation, but celebration and development. Like, I could tell you about the feeling of belonging and safety and connection this engenders, but you got to see it to believe it.
Try it. What's going to happen when I say try it? Try it out. I'm going to press try it.
Yeah, actually try it. Let's see.
Try it.
Okay, so try it out. Let's just try it. Try it. Try it one more time. We should try it. Try it. Did it work when you press try it? Try it. Let's try it. Let's try it.
That feeling of safety, of community in a math class. It's like church in the best possible form. I'm telling you, everybody, the problems stay the same. Every year, every decade, every new technology, the problems stay the same. Figure out how to get along. Figure out how to share the surplus of what we build. Figure out who needs what and why they don't have it. Figure out how to help people see that we see their value. No technology will ever change any of these unalterable challenges of human existence, and I get it, they're hard. It's work. It's also life. It's the work of a lifetime, and I get why many people want a technological cheat code, an easy button, a Rapture, but none's coming. We're stuck with us. People, the cause and solution of all of our problems, and new technologies can play a part, but only if we start with what people need. Teachers and students needing content, sure, but especially connection. So please, let's get to work. The rapture is not something we wait for, it's something we do. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Amen.